So it turns out that reading vlog that I did a few days ago has actually kind of got me back into reading again. So what I want to do today, it is currently a Sunday after church. I wanted to go have a look in They Stole the Works. So I wanted to buy some new books. I bought one off Amazon that's been on my book list for a while. Like, I've had a book list and some of them now I've gone through them and I'm like, yeah, I'm not really interested anymore, but this one I'm still interested in, so I bought that one off of Amazon. What I really wanted to go is to Eagle Books, but that's the second-hand shop, but they're not open on Sundays, which is a shame because I thought they may have changed their opening times because they're not in the Eagle Centre Market anymore, because that doesn't exist anymore, and the market's never open on a Sunday, but they've kept their working hours. So yeah, and the Works is pretty cheap, so I might go into the Works. Might look into WH Smith. I might look into Waterstones, but I know Waterstone out of all of them are the most expensive. So I actually only ended up getting one book, and this was from the Works, and it's like a, would you call it a documentary book? I don't know. A research book on cults, corruption and control. But yeah, the world's most notorious cults by Jamie King. Going to Waterstones in Derby made me feel how much that the one in Birmingham, the one in Nottingham is so much better. Like, it's just that they have a lot more stuff, obviously because of the bigger buildings and everything. So yeah, but there was one book I was thinking of getting, but I wanted to see if Waterstones had it, and Waterstones didn't have it, and I didn't want to go all the way back to W.H. Smith again. It was a book. It was what was the author? Can I see the author's name from here? Christina Henry. So I've read the Alice and Red Queen, which it basically takes on Alice in Wonderland. Alice is completely messed up. Red Queen I thought was alright, but I preferred Alice. But she did a version of like Peter Pan. I was thinking of getting, but yeah, I didn't really want to. I kind of wanted to see if I could get it cheap. I might be able to get it cheaper online, but yeah, or I might just wait. There was a book I was tempted to get, but I'm glad he didn't actually. Now searching up, it's called The Last Temptation. Um, I can't remember the name. It's not an English name, but basically it's a book. Basically, it depicts of Jesus being tempted whether to like go on the cross or not, and I don't mind books that kind of not black. Well, this one kind of is blasphemy. Actually, this is like a step further, but I don't mind like books like the Da Vinci Code and Angels and Demons. By Dan Brown, because they're kind of like, you acknowledge that it's just fantasy. I mean, you could argue and say it's slightly blasphemy, but this book is like a step further to me because it kind of pictures imagery, especially the film of Jesus visioning himself committing sexual sin, which is, well, let's just say that is probably the stupidest thing ever. If the book would have been fine if it wasn't like that kind of thing, like, you know what I mean, like the idea of Jesus having like human emotions and kind of like wondering whether to do it or not. But when you take it a step further into something like that, that's just a step too far, and that is just insane. I wonder why it got banned. So I'm kind of annoyed with one company. This is like the last time. I'm going to be very careful with Instagram companies because this one is like taking the mick at this point. So I ordered something, right? I ordered two things. One, you get like a free top, and I thought, you know what, I'm going to order a hoodie. I'm not sure whether I'm going to do a video on this company or not. But anyway, so I ordered it and everything. When I went through the order and it said it could take up to 2 weeks, right? 2 weeks had gone, right? We're on the third week. So I was messaging them like, I just want my money back. So the reason why they said it could take this long because they make it to order. I don't think that's the real reason. I'll get into what I think the real reason is, which is kind of a shame. But anyway, so what was weird is when I messaged them, they were like, "Oh, it can take up to 4 weeks this time," and oh, it's been shipped anyway. And then it hadn't been shipped because I got the email the next day saying it had been shipped. So they kind of lied about that, which was annoying. And the thing is as well, on their Instagram, they're constantly posting that basically they they share the stuff by Royal Mail. By the way, it's supposed to be tracked. I've not got a tracked thing from Royal Mail, so there's that. But anyway, it's supposed to be tracked, and they always post on their stories these like pile of packages at their local Royal Mail. It looks like a post office, should I say, their local post office, right? Like just loads of it. And then one of the photos, by the way, one of the videos, you can actually see someone's address. So that's kind of like, that's against, I can't remember what you call it now. It's against, basically, you're supposed to keep customers' details secure, and posting someone's name and address on social media is wrong in itself. Anyway, I think that's basically the reason why it takes forever to deliver, because they offer free stuff and they can't handle it. Like at this point, I can understand you're a small company, but if you're getting so many orders, you need to have a courier. Like, don't get me wrong, companies will still use Royal Mail and stuff, these big companies, but they have a better way of kind of processing it. I just feel that they're kind of out of the depths, unfortunately, and it's just the lack of communication. And the weird thing is the fact that suddenly it's shipped after you've told me it's shipped, which sounds fishy in itself. I don't know. But yeah, I don't know whether to do a video, because originally I was going to do like, look, I got this, and then I was like, no, I'm not. And then I was really going to do a video, but I don't know if I'm going to still do the video. But just be careful, guys, with like offers and stuff, or look into the company properly before you buy from them, because you don't know who they are really, because they're only just like an Instagram thing. I don't know. Just be careful. Obviously, apparently it's shipped. So two theories: either they're getting a ton of orders they can't handle, and they don't want to invest in a better system, or their clothes are actually coming from China and then they're just shipping them from where they are to people's what's it. That's the other thing, which I know some crafty companies do, is the stuff is actually come from China. But yeah, that's basically it. But either way, I won't be ordering from these guys. I'll look at these guys again, because it is not very professional. And a thing of posting like all these pile of orders on their stories, which makes me wonder that I bet they get a lot of complaints about how come they've not got this stuff shipped yet or not. I don't know, it's a bit unprofessional. Anyone remember hearing about this? Not, and this is one of those serial killers that you don't really hear much documentaries about him, but he's the one who was in jail first time around and then came out again and just carried on poisoning people. He had a thing about poisoning people. So a small Amazon haul. So I did a review of Hacksaw Ridge, and I realised all throughout the video I wasn't saying hacksaw, I was saying hackshaw. I don't know why. Anyway, if you've not seen this movie, I definitely recommend it. And OMG, Andrew Garfield is so good in this movie. It is a must see. It is pretty gory, but it's a must see. And then the book I picked up, which I was talking about earlier on, is Elevator Pitch by Lynn Wood Barkley. So for the past few weeks, and not ignore the fact that I've got a blanket around my head, but anyway, for the past few weeks, I've been feeling really tired, like really exhausted. Like even on days where I'm not even doing anything, like I've not left the house. Like Saturday, I was completely knackered, like completely knackered. Like I did go out later, but even before then, I was knackered, and when I went out, as in I went out with my mum to go to Iceland, which is literally not that far from us. So, yeah, I've just been feeling that like for the past few weeks. But on Friday, I've booked to have a blood test to see if I'm like low in, because I think maybe it's iron. I think maybe it's an iron issue. But the blood test and test other things as well, like liver function, other things that are linked to like iron, vitamin D, vitamin B12, I think, and check my thyroid functions as well. But yeah, it's getting to the point where it's getting really stupid. Like coffee and energy is hardly working anything. Like it's hardly works. Like the only thing that seems to work is pre-workouts, and obviously I don't have pre-workouts every day. But like it's just it's ridiculous. Like I'll get enough sleep. Like Saturday I got enough sleep, but I was still knackered. Like it's just getting on my nerves at this point. I am literally a full-on idiot. If you ever tried reading something, like if you're a glasses wearer, in fairness, these are for distance. But if you ever read your glasses and you're trying to read something small and you can't read it, and you take your glasses off as if it's gonna make it clearer, and it clearly doesn't. Literal idiot. I'm literally just snuggled up in bed right now, even though it's only like 6 o'clock. But I need snuggles. Morning, guys. It is the next day. It's pretty early, but to be fair, I went to bed pretty early. The last video I crawled into bed at 6 o'clock. I must have like actually fully gone to bed at like or gone to sleep at like 8 o'clock. So yeah, it is currently after 6. So today I am off work. So it's literally just gonna be the gym, the coffee shop, and then home, and then just literally just chill. When your mum points out how completely odd your socks are, but I'm in a vicious circle where I don't tie my socks on. I have socks together after they dry, so it's effort to try and find the matching pair because I'm an idiot. But no, actually, it's because I'm lazy, but in the long term run, it just becomes a pain. So I just went from black and white. Usually, they're not this odd. Like, they're usually at least the main base colour is the same colour, but this morning I was like, I really cannot bother. Just film a video for my second channel on the parable of the lost son. So I'm gonna look into the parables. I kind of paused it for quite a few what's it, so I've only done one, but I'm back on it. The parable of the lost son is kind of one of these well-known ones that everyone knows about. Most people, should I say, can understand, but it's definitely one that I think people who are new into the faith and new into born again Christians, or even wondering whether they're worthy or not because of past things that they've done in their life, is definitely one that you should read. I am currently rereading The Lost City of Z by David Grann. This story is insane. It's about an explorer that goes missing trying to look at this like mysterious, like this like not hidden like city in the rainforest, and from what I remember the conclusion was it probably never existed, or never, or doesn't even exist, should I say. But yeah, I know this was turned, it says it's turned into a film. I've never seen the film, but the book alone like satisfies me. But yeah, it goes into like the history of how crazy this man is, and how even during that time it was all about looking for like lost cities and lost everything and lost, yeah, that sort of thing. um but yeah, this is a really good like history kind of book. So I've already done this one for David. I'm not sure if I ever showed you in a vlog or anything, or if I did it in a vlog, but I'm doing that now with the character of Joshua. I'm not going to go through all the biblical characters. I'm only doing characters that stand out for me, and King David is one of them, and so is Joshua. So yeah, and then basically I print them out and stick them in my what do you call it, notebook, and notes that I've done um, of like Bible study and all sorts of stuff related to Christianity.